Hello everybody, this is something I've been wanting to do for some time, so we are going to rank small arms infantry. I'm going to try to be as unbiased as I can. I do play both sides fairly often. I do favor Warden, just to get it out front, just because mainly I just played them first. That's all that is, really. This was actually suggested by F-Bomb, so thank you, buddy, for doing that. I appreciate you checking out the post and commenting. So I guess let's just jump straight into this, huh? So Argenti, phenomenal starting rifle. Like I do love my low as well, don't get me wrong. I do feel like it does give an advantage at the start of the war, especially for those like urban fights and stuff and whatnot. Very good, just all-rounder. I prefer it in a trench compared to the low. It has that faster fire rate. It just is a rifle that always feels good no matter what point in the war. Not my absolute top tier rifle, I'd say, but solid A tier. Nothing wrong with it. Cheap, economical, always ready to blast ass with it, right? So Lowcaster. Now listen, this is my fucking rifle, okay? This is my rifle. I love this thing. The only thing that I dislike about the low is the fire rate, and that is literally the only reason why I would put it slightly below. Yeah, slightly below it. Just because I typically want a faster firing rate, because I tend to be very aggressive with my infantry work typically. In which case we're now on the Blake Row. You know, I honestly prefer Katina, just because with the Blake Row you most of the time have to 3-shot people. I love that it's light, don't get me wrong. The base stability floor is great. You know, just looking past all of these, I would probably put the Blake Row, definite upgrade, don't get me wrong. I kind of want to front load it here. Yeah, I think that's where I'd put the Blake Row. A definite step up from the Lowcaster. You get a little bit less range, but you still have the ability for all the extra attachments. You get 3 extra rounds in it. You get that min accuracy. Like, Blake Row is always a good time. Sampo. All right, so a lot of people love the Sampo. I pretty much see it as like a Lowcaster plus. So better than a Lowcaster, definitely better than an Argenti. But you know, it's a more specialized rifle with the twin firing modes, right? That it's rapid fire. Yeah, I guess it's good in a trench. Most of the time I'm using single fire. The thing that kills me with it is just the low velocity modifier, but still solid. Katina. Now this bad boy, it only has 10 rounds is the bad thing about it, but it just feels good. Like, I can't have a bad time with the Katina. And you know, the nice thing about it is sometimes in the heat of a moment, if you're a Warden main, you will forget what firing mode you're in. Most of the time not, but every once in a while it will absolutely cook you. I don't have that problem with the Katina, and I prefer it just because you can 2-shot people with it. Well, sometimes it's a 3, but in that regard, is it worthy of an S? So I'm gonna do this a little bit differently. I'm gonna go through all the weapons and then I'll upgrade some of them to S after we have them all aligned. I don't know, it just works better in my brain this way. But between these, I feel comfortable putting Katina at the front. Fushina. So Fushina used to absolutely slap. It got nerfed recently. They nerfed the stagger on it and the bloom and max aim, I believe. Before the nerfs, dude, the Fushina was like, it was so good. I have some shorts on the channel of me having like perfect mags with this thing and just downing like 5 guys in a row. This thing definitely used to be S, just based off like the cost of it, but after nerfs, it's so good at clearing trenches though. But I'm putting so many in the A tier, but honestly a lot of infantry weapons are actually pretty good. Like all of them are usable. Well, maybe besides the Brasa, which is evidently on this list, so maybe this isn't the most updated thing, but you know, I think we gotta downgrade some of these, but definite upgrade over the base rifles. If I had a Fushina and a Sampo, see, it's very situational, like depending on what battlefield I'm on will definitely determine what rifle I'm going to prefer over one of these. Like this isn't a hard set list necessarily, but I'm trying to be as in general as possible. Yeah, I'd probably put a Sampo over it just because of the sheer versatility. Ooh, the Omen. Okay. I do enjoy an Omen. I know it recently got buffed. I've used it a bit, not as much to be like 100% certain, but it's way more situational. But man, if you need long range before like snipers are out, pretty good, honestly. I would consider it more of a side grade rather than an upgrade to the base rifles, quite frankly. So just a little bit more situational. So I'd put it below the base rifles, honestly. It's one of those things you reach for the situation calls for it. And it's kind of the same thing with the Clancy Cinder, although if you're prone with the long rifle, like, you're gonna kill a lot of dudes, especially if it's not just like sheer trench spam, for sure. I think we gotta move some of these down. So I think just by... No. Let's assign these first. Hainman. You know, the Hainman is pretty good. It's got 6 rounds, which isn't the best, but it's fast firing. You can still put a bayonet on this bad boy. You know, I consider the Hainman like a very good nighttime gun, just because of the fire rate and the possible one taps. Pretty good trench gun. I think the only thing that really kills it in a trench is simply its ammo. I think it still has an encumbrance, so like slows you down when you have it pulled out, so that's kind of bad. But trench fights in nighttime, not necessarily combined, but 1 or 2 of those factors make this a pretty good gun. You get less range than a low. And I believe it has a little less range than the Argenti, but it's one of those like specialized heavy hitting guns, right? So like above base rifle for sure. Volta. Oh my fucking god, the Volta. Like, there are so many players that do not understand how good the Volta is right now. We're talking longer range than the Lowcaster with a pretty decent mag size, and what is like it's under 2-second firing rate, and it's only BMAS. Volta is S, automatic S. Do I think it's absolutely the best rifle to every circumstance? No, but I think in general The Volta is really good. My only complaint is I feel like you feel it the most with it if like the server's lagging, so your shots aren't lighting up. But oh my god, dudes, if the server hit reg is good, you can be an angel of death with this thing. Absolutely. Ooh, okay. I forget the proper name for the small caster, but we all know it. Pretty solid sidearm. I think honestly I would put this as it's so situational though. Well, I mean, if you're a medic though, honestly, B tier. That'll be our first B tier. Absolutely. I love it. Medics love it. It's just a great time. You know what? Let's do the sidearms. Honestly, this is gonna be a little controversial here, but between the Warden pistol and the Collie pistol, I know that there is probably a difference with them, but I don't really feel a difference with the pistols. So I think that's just gonna be like our base B tier. Like, don't get me wrong, like pistols are really good. They're not A tier, but they're solid. Like, you could kill pretty much anyone with a pistol if you're good enough. Cascardier, in my opinion, this is literally like the best sidearm. I love one tapping with the Cascardier, like, or it's not really one tap, a one burst, I guess. Cascardier, this thing slaps, and it still gives you like good maneuverability if you're like in a tank or whatever and able to shoot out. Honestly, pretty good. Now the Cometa, man, some of you Youngbloods, y'all don't understand how insane the Cometa used to be. Like, back in the good old days, you know, for us 100 war plus vets back in our rocking chairs and using our walkers to get around now, this thing was absolute menace. You used to just slaughter with this thing. I feel like it was over nerfed, honestly. It should be better than the base pistols, but honestly, it's got obscure ammo. It's not stats, or, you know, there won't be any 44 ammo. It's a little bit more common on the Warden side, of course. As much as I used to love this thing, it's just genuinely, it's not that good anymore, lads. I'd put it in C tier just because of the ammo reasonings. It costs more, stocking issues. It has shorter range than the base pistol. Like, it does pack a punch, and I appreciate firepower in a firearm, but it's just not there. It's not the GOAT no more, man. We have to let it go. You just have to move on with some of these things. Now, Colonial Sniper, the Auger. This thing, both the snipers are kind of again, which I guess people are kind of rejoicing about that. I don't know, snipers in general right now feel very weird, but for the Auger, I kind of like the stability, honestly. Most of the time when I'm using a sniper, I'm just being annoying to tank commanders or builders or medics, you know, but the last one's a legend, by the way. But honestly, I get annoyed waiting for stability for these things. I'd probably put snipers at C tier. They have their uses, their niche, great in a bridge fight, but is it fun to use? And it's only when you can be exceedingly annoying with them, to be real. Kalanzi Raka. See, I would put it above the Auger back when it one taps. I don't think it does anymore, the most recent changes, and with how much they cost now. So for me, I can be more annoying with the Auger, so I'm gonna put the Auger in front of it, honestly. I'm gonna put the Cometa in front of it just because it's BMAT versus Pecans. Ooh, Alto. Okay. All right. Now, the Alto is a phenomenal weapon. People are going to say, oh, it costs RMATs. You can do a full MPF of these bad boys for 79 RMATs. If you're struggling late war when harvesters are out to get 79 RMATs, I don't even know why you're watching this video, to be honest with you, dog. You need to go grind the game if you're struggling, man. All right, but for real, no, the Alto, the single fire on this thing now is, ooh, it's so good. I fucking love the single fire on this bad boy. Now, the automatic fire, it honestly, most of the time with automatic fire doesn't feel great. I don't know, maybe I just have unlucky hit reg with it. Like, yeah, you can get, when the hit registration's feeling good on the server, I feel like I can absolutely kick ass with Alto, but more than not, the full auto just doesn't feel great. I like the versatility of it though. I don't think it's S tier, but I think it's definitely probably leading this pack on A tier. Now, Booker, I know that some of you people out there are still traumatized by the Booker overbuff, but I also remember a time when the Booker was first introduced as an old dog here. It used to have 12 bullets in a mag. This thing was awful, dudes. But let's jump back from you know, let's not talk about when we were using clay tablets to record how bad the Booker used to be and come to modern times where people actually care. And now the Booker, to me, is just an ingredient to make a Greyhound. I'd much rather any day have an Alto over a Booker. Like, having a burst weapon's kind of good in a trench. Lads, I know. You're still remembering, like, you know, a couple wars ago when it was insane, but that's not it no more, guys. It's safe. It's okay. Like, you can still get one burst by it, but you can, you know, also get one burst by a BMAT rifle. That's so honestly, between the two of them, it's definitely better than a Fushina. But I take it over a Sampo. Probably not, just because the ammo's more annoying to loot off corpses. So yeah, I feel comfortable with that being there. That feels right. The Dusk. Okay, the Dusk is really good, absurdly good. I actually have some issues with the Dusk. So this thing actually shoots as fast as a rat catcher tripod machine gun. For you guys that don't understand how fast this thing fires, it's got a larger magazine than an Alto, and it does the same damage as an Alto. But my main real issue with it is it can suppress you and kill you easily out of its effective range. It's very annoying. I have an issue with it. I don't think that weapons in general, oh sorry, rant time, but anyways, in general, not just the Dusk, weapons should not be able to suppress you out of their effective fire range. It's silly, it's ridiculous. Devs need to fix this. Anyways, the Dusk, I digress. The Dusk, for what it is and what it accomplishes, this thing is an absolute menace, but it doesn't have like insane range. But if I see a Dusk versus an Alto, I'm only ever gonna take the Alto if it's like way more out in the open. But honestly, Alto and Dusk are pretty tied, but if it's urban or trenches or anything like that, Dusk just, it dominates, man. It just does. It is what it is. Haters gonna hate. Alto's, I'm only gonna take an alto over dusk if it's like wide open, which is weird because then like typically you want to use like a long range rifle. Yeah, I think I just take the dusk. Like you can even kill a truck in a single mag with the dusk. Like it's good. Brass a shotgun. Honestly, I'm just gonna pretend that this is the pillory right now. And where would I put the pillory? I guess I'd probably put the pillory right there. Right in the middle of the pack. Like now that you have to land 2 shots to down 1 person, like I get you can hit multiple people. It just doesn't feel good, honestly. Actually, I don't even know if I'd take it over a pistol right now. It doesn't feel good. Like if you know what, I'll put it above pistol just because of its utility in a trench, or like holding like a doorway or something, I guess. A little bit more useful. So that's where I'd put that. Now let's pretend it's the dragonfly. Where would I put the dragonfly? Honestly, dragonfly, it can one shot, not generally. For me, whenever I'm using dragonfly, it tends to take like 2, sometimes even 3 shots. But normally 2, honestly. I don't know if I'd put it over an Argenti or low. I feel that doesn't feel wrong. Maybe bottom of A, assuming that this is a dragonfly. Now Katara, dudes, I don't know if you saw that short of me. I literally deleted 9 guys in a trench back to back with the Katara. So for those uninitiated, this bad boy uses 12-7, which is heavy kinetic ammo, which, you know, quite frankly, I can't list the specific mechanic, but if I'm not mistaken, it has less damage fall off, and it's generally better at suppressing, and it bypasses like damage mitigation of, like, say, the Warden armor uniform. You can kill a watchtower and stuff with it, not really anymore, but this thing's got really good range. It's got a alright mag size. I like the fact that it doesn't have an encumbrance to my knowledge. Does cost armats, and that's and it just fits my playstyle really well, because I like to play quite aggressive with my infantry when possible. So I'm gonna put it in S. Like, we're still gonna rearrange some of these once we get these on, but yeah, I'd put that up there with S. You know, if we had some of the FAC weapons on this list, they would also be an S, of course, just because of how good they are. They're expensive, but like the, oh, what is it called? Hold on. It's not the Greyhound. Greyhound would definitely be S. I don't care who you are. But the Satterley, sorry, I could not remember the name. The Satterley would absolutely be up here too, along with Quick Hatch. Quick Hatch would probably be A tier, honestly. And then the Dawn, definitely S tier. I mean, it's a burst 1 tap. But anyways, let's come back to reality. Fiddler. Fiddler is one of those guns where it's either real good or it's real bad. Like, I feel like if there's a gun that you like, if this is a casino, this is like the slot machine. Like, either it's real good or it's real bad. Like, there's ways to edge, you know, and put yourself ahead of the house, so to speak, with this weapon, firing in burst, what have you, crouch firing, yada 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 yada. but it's one of my all-time favorites. If you look historically on the channel, I got a lot of stuff with the Fiddler. This bad boy, honestly, I have my nostalgia glasses on. I'm almost putting it above a Blake, but is it better than a Blake? Absolutely not. I feel like I'd prefer it over a Sampo. Mag size is good on it. Like, when it hits like real good, man. Actually, RNG. If I'm in a trench, definitely. If I'm out in the open, the Sampo's better though. Probably less than a Sampo. But man, this gun has my heart, man. Classic. Now the Liar. There's a lot of people that try to talk up this weapon, but it's been nothing but a meme gun. Since it was even first introduced, I remember being so excited about this thing because the description is literally calling this thing the razor blade of the night. Probably wins the edgiest description of any of the guns, to my knowledge. But man, the Liar doesn't feel great. Like, it's got decent range. People say it's really good at like shooting at people in trenches and stuff. I don't know if that's true. But it does have decent accuracy and whatnot. Like, it's definitely a Hodor weapon, not necessarily a pushing weapon, which kind of makes it lower tier in my mind. But I don't think it's awful. I think it's a specialty weapon, just kind of like the Omen or the Clancy Cinder. Definitely better than the shotgun, but yeah, it's not great. Now, the pitch gun. Some people, they are suspiciously good with the pitch gun, but it's got that low velocity on it, which leaves a terrible taste in my mouth. I feel like, in general, this is like a good sidearm. Certainly better than like your standard pistol. I think this thing should probably either, you know, option A is lose its low velocity. I mean, it's got such a small mag size. Like, just let it be an SMG, man. Or on the other hand, just increase its mag size. It feels like it needs a little extra oomph. Like, you can knock people out, but man, this thing burns through ammo. Yeah, lose the low velocity or increase the mag size for sure on that bad boy. Lion Claw. I used to be someone that would champion the Lion Claw a little bit versus the Fiddler, but honestly, the bigger mag size on the Fiddler is really nice. Maybe it's just because as a warden, we don't necessarily, I don't feel like we have as many automatics or guns that like feel like an automatic. I don't know, it's probably just cope. But I'd probably put it below a Fiddler. I'm feeling a little weird about the Booker location now, because yeah, I'd probably take a Booker over a Lion Claw, honestly. A Lion Claw over Fushina, yeah, it's about 50-50. That doesn't feel terrible. Hainman's still very good. We're still gonna move some of these around because I haven't put anything in D or F, which is a problem. But don't worry, we're gonna address it. So the Ghast versus the Rat Catcher. Now, the Ghast, if I'm killing infantry, I want a Ghast. Absolutely. That extra damage, it's big. It feels like a chonkier machine gun compared to the Rat Catcher. Now, the Rat Catcher, the Malone, jeez, I'm cooked. It's been a long day. Honestly, like infantry PvP wise, fighting either of these is real bad. Like, you're in a bad spot. But out of the current guns we have listed here, for pure utility, like, you can fight off armored cars with these things, you can suppress garrisons, you can just mow down people. Purely from a PvP standpoint, because normally if you're carrying one of these, you absolutely should be carrying a sidearm, and if you're not, you're throwing. Carry a sidearm, because if someone's flanking you while you're holding one of these, you pull out the sidearm to quickly turn and then whip this back out and then murder them. It's a skill issue if you don't carry a sidearm with these. Or at least, you know, something where you can swap if they get close, right? But anyways, in general, I'm not gonna take one of these unless I'm like wildly outnumbered or I have to suppress a garrison most of the time. I'm not that MG guy no more. I used to be, but so most of the time I'm not gonna really use these things. Probably gonna put a ghast, and these guys are gonna go right next to each other just because they're pretty comparable. But it does have a much smaller mag size, which isn't as good for suppressing, which is like half the job of an MG, honestly. Probably put it top of... See, you gotta have one of these to like do a large parts of the game. At least well, if you don't have vehicle support. So it definitely belongs in A. I just don't know where I'm gonna put these yet. I'm just gonna put the Malone up here too. I personally prefer the gas just because the damage. The larger mag, I don't really care. I don't run out of ammo with an MG really ever. That's not an issue. All right. So now it's time to start breaking these down. So we got to move something down to F tier. So we can't have A stacks like this, man. It's not right. It's not okay. It's time to shift some things down. Now, this ails me to do this to the Cometa, but our champion has fallen. All right, and times have changed. And that's just how it is. No, it's... Yeah, I have to move some down. It pains me, because I do appreciate the firepower it has, but the inaccuracy and the short range of it, the ammo burden, like, it is what it is. All right. The pitch gun. I would probably make this a C tier weapon. I'll probably move the snipers down to D, just because how niche they are in general. All right, so let's weed out A tier. The long rifles, I think we're moving these down to B. Remember, this is a dragonfly. You know, dragonfly, it can be C tier. And if we were talking the pillory, probably D tier. So pillory would be D tier, dragonfly would be C tier. All right. So I'm gonna get this down to like 5 weapons in A tier. I feel like that's how it ought to be. Like weapons that are A versus S, there needs to be like a pretty significant difference in them. Honestly, I still prefer like the Volta and Qatar over some of the FAC weapons, just because they take so long to get their bloom down. But you know, I wouldn't necessarily have no Warden S tier weapons. If I were to upgrade one of these weapons here that are Warden to S tier, I want to promote the Alto up to S. It doesn't quite, I don't know, it feels right and wrong. Like the single fire on it, like if the automatic fire was like a little bit better, I would feel comfortable putting it in S tier. But like the difference when you're using single fire versus automatic makes me hesitant. So if I was gonna pick a Warden weapon though, probably the Alto. And keep in mind, I play like a very aggressive infantry, and the Volta kind of helps compensate that because the one taps and longer range and everything. I feel like you can just kind of take out anything just about besides a dude that's camping a pillbox with an MG and or sniper laying on top of a bunker. But yeah, I feel like that's for that rest. Booker I think is B tier. Fushina's B tier. Liar probably top is C. Well, yeah, maybe. I'm almost never gonna take a liar, quite frankly. We'll move it down. MGs, are they really A tier? I feel like they're not as common, like End War, just in general, as some of the other weapons. That kind of makes them more rare. Like they're definitely better than these guns down here, so maybe they lead the pack at B. That feels better. We still gotta knock some guns out of A tier, and I'm starting to really stack B tier. I'm starting to see a common theme here. So let's move another one of these weapons down. Fiddler and Lion Claw, are they A tier? I guess maybe for their respective class. I feel like I'd probably take a Hangman over a Lion Claw for sure. Shoot, this is actually getting really tough for me to know which one to knock down a peg. I think the rose tinted glasses are affecting my ability to properly judge the Fiddler, and by that regard I'm going to move the Hangman down. I can't do it to my boy the Fiddler. Y'all thought I was gonna move it down. Nuh-uh. We gotta move 3 of these guns out of A tier though. Like we're not stopping till A tier's only 5 weapons. Okay. Actually, I've changed my mind. The guitar is gonna lead the pack at S. Like it's insane. I'm only putting the guitar in front of the Volta simply because you can kill watchtowers with it, and it's actually just like probably the most fun weapon that I currently use in the game when I do get it. Like if I pull up and I do a cargo inspection on your Logi and I find a bunch of these crates, I'm walking them home. I'm walking them home. That's how it goes. And if I'm Colonial, I'm making some of these bad boys. Same with the Volta, but it's how it goes, dudes. Now we're knocking 3 of these things out. I feel like if any of these are gonna be knocked out, maybe the SMGs, just because they don't have the range, so they're a little bit more situational. Like they're good in trenches, they're good in urban, but man, that range can just absolutely cook you. And the Fiddler's a little bit RNG. But you know, in general, I do feel like I feel like all the weapons are good. Besides maybe some of them need some minor adjustments, definitely the pitch gun, and I feel like the Cometa, it needs a little bit of love for sure, especially being a faction neutral weapon. Like they should make it like pretty good. Like I should want to take this thing over a Cascardier, or at least make it equivalent. Like if they gave it its range back, I don't feel like that'd be a problem. I feel like both sides would just be happy that they have like another solid sidearm to use. Thoughts on that in the comments? Okay, we're ripping the band-aid off. We're knocking out both the SMGs to B tier, but where do we put them in B tier? I definitely take them over Hangman. I might have been heavy-handed with the placement of the Hangman. I would probably put the Hangman below Fushina in my food chain here, and then I would definitely much more likely take a Fiddler or Lion Claw over a Booker or Fushina in that manner. And now the final countdown. We need to knock one more weapon out of A tier. Now this is tough. You know what? And I think we're going to be controversial with this one too. I'm going to actually, out of these 6 weapons, you can call me crazy or whatever, but I think the low velocity just kills me too much on the Sampo, and the reliability of the low to just land hits just puts it above it in my mind. Now, I would probably take a Sampo over a Fiddler for sure. It's definitely like gonna be front loaded here, but yeah, I feel like most guns, like, you know, S tier is like peak, baby. A tier is like, you know, a fine meal, if you will. And B is like, you know, like when you feel like tacos, you go get some tacos or whatever, you know, like this is good eating stuff here. And then this stuff down here is like, that's all right, man, like I guess. And then like D's like, oh man, like I am stuck at a bridge fight for the last 3 hours. I need to change it up. I'm going insane. What can I do at this point to have a little bit of fun? And that, you know, then you whip one of these bad boys out, and then, you know, when you're just trying to get silly with it, and, you know, maybe you're trying to just meme on people, you just pull out the Cometa and go to the front and just see how many people you can knock out, and you grab, you know, like 3 or 4 mags for it, and then you go and you have a good time over like 1 life or a couple lives to meme. And yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. I'll just do one last look over. And you know, I know that I've kind of loaded a lot of colonial weapons at the top here, and maybe, I don't know, I feel like colonials in some ways, they have like specific weapons, right, that like fill that niche very well. And then like the Warden weapons, they give you that flexibility that makes them really good with the like swapping firing modes, and that is just really good. But it doesn't fill the niche as well. Like when the way I fight out of Battlefield is when I want it to do something particular, I grab that weapon for it. And because I'm more particular with what weapons I grab for what I'm trying to do in that moment, that's why I'm ranking the Colonial ones better, because they fit me better in that regard. And I think that's how it goes here. But thanks for watching, guys. If you have any other suggestions, or maybe I can do vehicles next, let me know what you guys think.